He was here for a long time.
I get the idea sometimes that she hid something here.
Maybe money.
Yeah, I get the idea that she hid something and that she's trying to tell me where it's at.
Is there any yard at all?
There's a courtyard, but
It's
a
paved,
mess.
isn't it?
No, it's grass and dirt.
Do you have a metal detector?
No.
I should have brought mine.
Yeah. Maybe
I usually bring it in.
maybe another day when we get it all
Yeah.
cleaned out there, because our goal out there is to actually make it nice, and we're going to create a barbecue pit out there for everybody.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Kind of like a fence it off
Yeah.
and kind of have a really nice courtyard. Right now it's not fenced. The countries dump a lot of leaves. So,
We investigated another 1800s hotel in Galveston, and I metal detected there, but they had so many floods because it was so close to the water that I was just finding like really rusted pieces of nails
Salt
and
water.
like, yeah, salt water. There, I couldn't find any. And then
No.
it was pretty like vacant. It was like,
now here's something really interesting. I'll have this EVP with me right now. I have it somewhere on one of my computers, but I was running through here one day, right after we bought the building, maybe a few weeks after. Just bought a building and kind of running through, still exploring things. And I get the idea to take my phone recorder, let it play. No, actually it was my digital recorder. Took my digital recorder, just hit play, record. I started walking all throughout this building, repeating the same phrase over and over and over.
what place?
Is there any treasure here? And if there
Oh.
is, where is it? I just kept saying this over and over.
Yeah.
All different areas of the hotel. Finally came back. I forget how long I was walking around. Probably get 20 minutes. Come back and I start listening to the recorder for like, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 minutes. You just hear me saying it, hearing me walking. Nothing. Somewhere up in this area, I don't know exactly where I was, but somewhere up in this area when I was walking back up here saying that same thing, a man comes on and goes, "You'll never find it."
Like all her kids
And
were
if I
grown,
remember,
and
I
then
think
she
Octavia
started.
lived to be, I think she lived to be pretty old, I believe. One of these sisters lived really long. And just to give you an idea, these women right here are these same girls in this picture.
Oh,
This is their dad, that's their mom. This is Washington Hampton Seacrest II. Washington Hampton Seacrest I, his dad, brought in Santa Ana from the Alamo. He's
Oh,
one
really?
of the first Texas Rangers. And this family migrated up here from below Austin, came this direction. They're originally from that Austin area. And it's believed, and totally confirmed yet, but we think his dad, because of what he did with
Santa Ana?
Santa Ana and everything, we think his dad was given land. Because back in the day, they would give land for doing deeds in Texas.
right.
And when you get land, you get money.
Ah,
So we're thinking that's where the family got their money.
that would make
Because
sense.
he inherited from his dad, and then this two-story house built here in Ballinger, that would take their money
Yeah.
back in the day to have something like that, because most buildings were like small shacks.
Do you think he got a reward though, besides land, like cash money?
Possibly.
I wonder if that's in the archive somewhere.
We're still trying to dig stuff up. Takes a lot of time.
I know.
I mean, we've been doing this for 5.5 years, and we're still finding stuff, and other people are finding stuff. So you're welcome to research whatever you can, because everyone's kind of helped us fill in this puzzle.
Yeah.
It really is a puzzle.
It
There's
is.
a lot of mysterious stories out of this building. Very mysterious as far as the murders. You know, we want to get to the bottom of it all.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening was he went to Nebraska when he got older. He wasn't too young right here, you can tell. About 10 years after this, he went up to Nebraska. And Ellie, the oldest right here, that's Ellie in the middle. She's the oldest sister. Octavia, I think, Kitty was the next one, and then Octavia. Prudy, we think, is here too. Prudy Seacrest, Prudence. But, That's Isabel.
Oh, okay. That's the one
We got
that.
an Isabel
Yeah.
earlier?
Yeah.
That's Isabel.
Okay.
Yeah. No. I take it back. Prudence Isabel Seacrest.
Oh.
But she liked Pretty. But Isabel was her middle name. That's what that's Isabel. I take it back. I forget who this one is. This was the youngest, and she had something happen to her. I don't remember. But anyway, what we think happened was when he went to Nebraska, he gave this building to his daughters to
Oh.
run. And back in the day, when were women allowed to vote? When did women
I don't know,
really get a
19
voice?
something?
1920.
1920s, yeah.
So women didn't really have a voice.
No.
And if women were trying to run a business in an old west town like this, they would have run into a lot of problems. So we're thinking for them to get around that, so they're going to block it.
That makes sense.
Behind the disguise of the hotel.
Yeah. That makes a
In
lot
other
of
words,
sense.
all the men, probably a lot of women, knew it.
Yeah.
They knew it was happening. And, you know,
They had to have. I mean, it's
they
a
come
small
in here under
town.
disguise. And I also read, I dug this up, that brothels used to use code words. Because most
Like a
brothels,
speakeasy kind of
yeah,
thing.
most of them were hidden, and the code word they used was wine room. So what happened, the men would come in, just acting like normal, hanging out. And at some point, the men would go, we're ready to go to the wine room. And that was their code word to, we're ready to go see the
Upstairs, yeah.
And the women would be in the rooms.
Yeah.
Now, another interesting story, this is part of what the Kling brothers dug up, because they were one of the first to do some research on this building after we bought it.
Mm-hmm.
There are some serious Texas outlaws that are associated with Ballinger.
Right.
And if you look up the most notorious Texas outlaws, there's a few websites, all these guys will come up. John Wesley Hardin was one.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, John Wesley Hardin was one. Emmanuel Manny Clements was another one.
Okay.
Jim the Deacon Miller was the third one. All three of these men ran together in a gang, and even though they shared different last names, they were all related through marriage.
Like they married
They
the sisters.
and cousins and everything.
Ah.
So they were all related somehow to Manny's family, these two guys, even though they shared different last names.
Right.
So what happened was Manny in 1887, and there's a newspaper excerpt, that blue sheet up here from 1887, Ballinger Eagle,
Uh-huh.
was in a bar, a saloon, one street over from here. We're on 6th Street. This happened on 7th Street. One
Okay,
street
just
on the other side of the courthouse.
Not too far away at all.
Decides to run for office here in Ballinger. After years of doing really bad stuff all across Texas, killing people, murdering,
Yeah.
getting off, various things. All these guys killed people. Jim the Deacon Miller was rumored to have killed his own grandparents when he was a boy
Oh my goodness.
with a double-barreled shotgun. Also rumored to have killed an uncle with a double-barreled shotgun.
Wow.
Jim the Deacon Miller was linked to 200 and something murders back in the day.
That's a lot.
Except every time he got taken into trial, suspected of something, he would get off on a technicality.
He was paying people off
He was
probably.
very sneaky. And the reason why he got off on technicalities is the reason why he was called Deacon. He ran two personas. He ran this nice, neat persona right here. He's all dressed up,
Yeah.
giving church sermons,
Oh.
hanging out with church crowds. So, oh my God, the juries were like, you can't possibly
Be that
be involved
person.
and all that stuff. But he's giving sermons. He's a man of God, preacher man, everything. His other persona, that man.
Yeah, that's a spooky man right
And that
there.
man come out of an alley with a double-barreled shotgun, he'd kill him.
Yeah.
And what happened was Manny runs for office here in Ballinger in 1887. All these guys are running together. Manny loses the election.
Yeah.
But when you run for election, your name's going to pop up.
Right.
People are going to figure out where you are. So guess what?
He got
Marshall
caught?
from Central Texas comes up here looking for Manny. Catches Manny in the saloon on that other street.
Yeah.
Manny already had word that they were in town. Was already suspecting that they were going to have an interchange. When the marshal and another man walked into that saloon to encounter Manny, who was standing at the bar, it said that Manny went for his pistol
Uh-huh.
to draw. The marshal drew first and was faster. Shot Manny in the left eye, killed him on the spot. He went straight down.
Yeah.
At the bar. Manny's out of the picture. He's dead. A month later, 2 months later, mysteriously, right outside Ballinger on a trail, a shotgun blast goes off out of the bushes, hits the marshal and blows him off horseback.
Oh, did he die?
Thought so. The shotgun does, this is just a single, but we know what a double is.
Yeah.
You know, they carry double barrel. That's where the old saying, riding shotgun came from,
Oh, okay.
because it was from the stagecoaches. They carried
Oh,
double
I've
barrel,
heard
they
that.
carried
Mm.
double barrel shotguns riding next to the driver on the stagecoach.
Yeah.
That's where the whole saying comes from. I'm riding shotgun. Well, basically the marshal gets blown off horseback. Shotgun does a lot of damage. The killer thought the marshal was dead because when he came off the horseback, he slumped, laid there, a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Looked like he was dead.
Bloody.
Pretty bloody. Killer takes off. The marshal survives. That
Amazing.
loses his whole left arm.
Okay, so they had
After
to
they take
amputate.
it off. Deacon, again, is suspected.
Right, because he likes
of
the double barrel
everything
shotgun,
else.
yeah.
So he's like hearing everybody's going to possibly come for him. He runs. He ends up running off somewhere, does something. He ends up in Kansas eventually.
Oh.
He's up in Kansas doing his old dastardly deeds, still linked to murders, still linked to doing bad stuff. A lynch mob finally catches him. I forget what town in Kansas, but catches him and 3 other men who were bad hombres too. Decides, oh, we're not taking you to court this time. Took all 4 men into a barn, threw ropes up over the rafters, stood them up on pails, tied their hands behind their back.
And hung
One
him?
by one, kicked the pails out from under him. It said that
What's Matt?
Manny was the last one. Deacon was the last one. Before they could get to Deacon, he kicked his own pail out from under himself and said, "Let her rip."
Oh.
The Clean brothers, doing their investigation here, have confirmed that Manny's here and Deacon's here.
Oh, wow.
Deacon, we think, is the one that walks real late at night. And he's very cocky. He'll mess with you. Now, we suspect they're here. We don't know exactly why.
Right.
The only thing...
Maybe they stayed here.
That's the speculation, because back in the day there were only so many hotels in town. This one's right off the main road.
And real close
So it's
to...
right in this running
Yeah.
area, so it makes sense that they would stay here. It also makes sense if there was a brothel here,
Yeah.
they'd probably come in. The other thing, the evidence seems to lean in the direction, and this is paranormal evidence, that maybe he had a woman,
Like a regular
a
woman.
regular,
Yeah.
like a girlfriend, mistress.
Yeah. That makes
We don't know
sense.
who she is.
Huh?
But we think that's the reason why he's here, and we think that's why he walks here late at night. And if you call out, that's where he gets nervous. Late at night, if you call out Deacon in your EVP sessions or whatever you're
Uh-huh.
doing, or Preacher Man, where are you at, Preacher Man? It will start up.
Oh, we'll have to try that.
And he's not a nice dude. Let me
Oh,
tell
well,
you
then
right
maybe
now.
not.
I mean, look at that face.
I know, I saw it earlier, and I was like, that is not a nice man.
So we think Deacon is the one that is doing his dastardly deeds here to people. You know?
Yeah.
You know, we think I think 4 of these ladies are here. I know Octavia's the one
They
following
stayed together, the sisters.
pretty much. Yeah.
So yeah, that would make sense.
They ended up eventually disbanding. One of them, or 2 of them, stayed in the area. The other 2 married and went somewhere else. One of them is buried. Kitty right here. Kitty Seacrest married, and her name became Estes. And she is buried in the Old Runnel Cemetery north of town.
Oh, okay, that's
She's
real
the only one
close.
that's buried here.
Where'd the other ones go?
Octavia, I believe, went to San Angelo,
Okay, which is
we
where you live.
and I guess was there a while, married, went to Central Texas, came back. Supposedly, I think she died in San Angelo. One of them died in San Angelo. I'm pretty sure it was her. But they took her body to New Mexico.
Why? Is that where her dad
I don't know.
is?
She must have maybe husband, link, family, something.
Huh.
I don't remember what Octavia, right off the tip of my tongue, what her married name was. I have it in paperwork, but I'm pretty sure that's why they moved her body. Probably because her husband's family
Was in New
probably
Mexico?
from that area. And she's buried, what's the town in Mexico? Hope and Consequence? There's some weird New Mexico town, Consequence, something.
Huh. I'll have to ask my
But
friend.
that's
She
where
lives
she's
there.
buried. She's buried in that cemetery.
Huh. My friend lives in New Mexico. I'll have to ask her about
It's a
it.
weird town, like something Consequence. Truth? Consequence? Something.
Alright.